We are back again this morning, sitting on the 65th day of the hearing. But before I go any further this morning to deal with issues that appears on our daily diary, Council, get us through this morning.
Good morning, Commissioner. May it please this Commissioner, there are a total of 35 matters on this morning's diary, Commissioner. In terms of my matters, Commissioner, I propose to have them adjourned to tomorrow, the 21st of February 2023 at 10 a.m. for mention. So, Commissioner, I'll just turn to those particular matters. In particular, agenda item number 1, summons number 21.
Yes.
Agenda item number 5, relating to summons 14. Agenda 6, summons 15. Agenda 7, summons 16. Agenda item 8, summons 19. Agenda number 10, summons 23. Agenda 16. Commissioner, I'll stand that down and I'll deal with that later. That's a matter to be discharged. Item 17, Commissioner, relating to summons 30. Agenda 20, relating to summons 33. Agenda 22, relating to summons 35. Summons 23, relating to summons 36. Agenda 24, relating to summons 37. Agenda 26, Commissioner, dealing with summons 39. Item number 27, dealing with summons number 40. Agenda 28, dealing with summons number 41. Agenda 29, dealing with summons 42. Agenda 30, dealing with summons 43. Agenda 31, dealing with summons 44. And finally, summons number 46, which appears at agenda item 33. So, Commissioner, all those matters that I mentioned, if they could be adjourned and extended to Tuesday the 22nd or Tuesday the 21st of February 2023 at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Council. In consideration to that, all those agenda items, they have been identified. That appears on the daily diary. I now give direction that all those are now be adjourned to tomorrow, the 21st of February 2023 at 10 a.m. Thank you, Council.
Mr. Commission pleases. Now, Commissioner, I did mention item 16. If I could call that matter up, it's a matter of summons number 29. That was a summons issued to Mr. Brian Richards, the former Chief Executive Officer of PNG Ports Corporation Limited. Commissioner, Mr. Richards has attended the commission this morning, as the commissioner is aware. There was nothing of relevance that Mr. Richards was able to produce to the commission. And for those reasons, Commissioner, we apply to discharge summons number 29 issued to Mr. Brian Richards. So we seek a direction to that effect, Commissioner.
Thank you, Council. In consideration to that, I'm also aware of that, the circumstances, and therefore, in giving effect to that, the summons number 29 issued to Brian Richards is now discharged. Thank you.
And now, Commissioner, I also note my friend, Mr. Veritimos, appears online together with my friends from Ashurst PNG Lawyers.
Yes.
Commissioner, I was away all of last week on attending to other matters. I understand various directions were issued for counsel assisting to produce documents that are outstanding to his clients, namely Curtin Brothers and Ballymore number 39 Limited. Perhaps if I can just invite my friend to announce his appearance and also just restate for the record matters that he wishes to raise in that regard.
Thank you, Council Assisting. Mr. Commissioner, if I could announce our appearances. Veritimos, V-A-R-I-T-I-M-O-S, initials M-M. IP with my learned friends, Mr. D. Wood and Mr. Al Evore, E-V-O-R-E, for Curtin Brothers Holdings, NG Limited, and Ballyball number 39 Limited, if the Commission pleases. And if I could then address some issues that my learned friend raised. As Mr. Guerrero indicated, he was away last week on leave. So I should just update the position. And Mr. Maliva, I noticed, is at the hearing room. The position is, just as a matter of courtesy, to advise you, Mr. Commissioner, that on the 17th of February, late on the afternoon, the 17th of February, received a letter from Mr. Kipper enclosing various documents and indicating that the balance of the documents, except for the NEC documents, would be furnished to Ashurst by 4:06 p.m. today. Could I just indicate that various landowner documents were provided as directed by you, Mr. Commissioner,
Yes.
but it transpires, and I'm not suggesting that this is deliberate, it's a mistake. There's a document that's missing, if Mr. Maliva could note this, that there's a further affidavit of Mr. Gaigo, G-A-I-G-O, which apparently is 31 pages, ID LA 6.3. If that's not in the material, we'd be most indebted if Mr. Maliva Kipper could obtain a copy and give it to my instructing lawyers before they leave today. So obviously, inadvertently, that wasn't included. So if Mr. Kipper could just confirm that he can provide that before my lawyers leave today, that would be appreciated.
Thank you, Council. Council Assisting, Mr. Malawa.
Yes, Commissioner, we can produce a copy after the hearing.
All right.
Thank you. The second thing is that there was a direction last week that NEC documents were to be furnished by close of business today. I should indicate that there was a direction made on the 22nd November last year by you, Mr. Commissioner, which you'll recall, where you directed that the Kumul documents were to be provided. We still haven't received them. And I understand that there might be some issue with of providing them today. If Mr. Guerrero could just indicate his position on that, because Mr. Kipper had indicated that Mr. Guerrero has those documents. So I'm not sure why there's such a delay, given there was a direction in November last year to provide them, but we do need them urgently. So if Mr. Guerrero could indicate what the position is there, it would be appreciated.
Thank you, Council. Council Assisting.
Yes, Commissioner. There was a schedule that was circulated and compiled. I understand, subject of directions last week, Monday, Commissioner. The documents identified are described in a schedule of documents requested, particularly document number 1, email correspondence and attachments between the COI and JEMA lawyers. Commissioner, there's also documents identified under table number 2, more particularly the KCHL exhibit documents. Commissioner, I'll be seeking a direction that both of those documents be circulated, or rather delivered to Ashurst by close of business tomorrow, which is Tuesday, 21 February 2023. The KCH documents have been compiled, and I'm just going through the index to confirm the correctness of the documents as they relate to the index. And as such, Commissioner, I will be seeking a direction to that effect. And I send those are the only documents that are to be produced to the Commission.
Thank you, Council. Council Waritimus, that's the clarification on the position of these documents. And as now being advised is that these documents will be delivered to you before, by close of business tomorrow. That's the direction.
No, I've heard the direction. It is obviously very critical that we do receive them by tomorrow, Mr. Commissioner. You made a direction in November, and the clock is ticking for us to look at documents and make submissions, etc. So it's very critical that we get the documents tomorrow, and we continue to reserve our position. The next point that I'd like to raise, just to flag it, and we'll have a conversation with Council assisting after the hearing to see if we can resolve these matters. But having received the documents late on Friday and having started considering the documents from the landowners, it's patently clear that some of the material is completely and utterly objectionable and irrelevant. A lot of the material is in fact objectionable and irrelevant. They deal, as you've indicated a number of times, there are specific terms of reference, and leave was given to them in relation to items D, 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 D. If you look at the material, they are going into landowner issues going into the 1800s. They are also making assertions in relation to the land that's not even the subject of the Motukea Wharf, but other land. And they're going completely outside the terms of reference, and it would be impermissible and erroneous in those circumstances for much of the material to be admitted into evidence. We'll have a conversation with our learned friends, but we're preparing a submission in relation to objections, which deals with relevance and other matters, and we're preparing a table of specific objections, which will be sent under cover of a letter to Council assisting, with a view to seeing if we can reach agreement with Council assisting as to the objectionable components of the affidavits to save considerable time. But it's absolutely patently clear that going back into the 18th century in relation to land and going into issues about land that's not the subject of the Motukea Wharf is not the province or within the jurisdiction of this Commission, obviously. And Mr. Commissioner, you've gone at length to correctly, with respect, state on numerous occasions that one has to stick within the terms of reference, which is obvious. So I'm just flagging it to Council assisting that, and the Commissioner, that will be coming shortly. And given the tight time frame, we would appreciate a very quick response within 24 hours to the objections. We expect that we'll have the objections and submissions to Council assisting by close of business tomorrow. And if we could have a response by Wednesday afternoon, that would be appreciated. So I'm just flagging that to you, Mr. Commissioner, and Council assisting. And if we can have a discussion with Council assisting after the hearing today, that would be appreciated.
Thank you, Council Veritamus. Council Assistant?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. We have had that preliminary discussion between myself and lawyers for Ashurst and Curtin Brothers, and we're happy to deal with matters that they raise. Obviously, the Commission will deal with matters ensuring that they fall within the terms of reference. And those are matters that we can deal with and address in due course with the assistance of my friends. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. That's the understanding that I believe the parties have in relation to that. So I'm of the view that,
Thank you.
Yes, Council?
I'll just say thank you for that clarification from the Commissioner and Council assisting. We'll have that discussion with a view to trying to fast track matters and streamline matters so that you, Mr. Commissioner, don't have to deal with unnecessary issues.
Yes, the point is taken here. Thank you, Council. And I think the levels of understanding is quite clear in relation to that. That's why it's up to the parties to deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Council, continue with the...
Sorry, Commissioner, was there anything else that my friend wanted to address before I hand it over to Mr. Keeper?
Not at this stage, thank you.
Yes, the only observation that I have is that we are looking at the time that we have, and if we could, the two parties to come together and get all those things that we have, the issues that were discussed, so that we have them also serve on the other parties, so that the understanding is there, so that it makes our work easy, so that we can progress on with our hearing. Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Commissioner, please. Commissioner, with that, I now hand it over to my friend, Mr. Keeper, to deal with the balance of the matters on the list.
Thank you.
Please, Commissioner, I will ask for a similar direction for extension or adjournment of my matters, or the balance of the matters, to most of them to the 27th of February 2023, sorry, at 10 a.m. So if I could just mention the first of my matters, that is agenda item number 2, which is in relation to summons number 8 that was issued to the State Solicitor, Mr. Daniel Robagarea.
Yes.
Agenda item number 3, summons number 9 was issued to Dr. Eric Kwa. Agenda item number 4, summons number 13, issued to the Honourable Sir John Pundari.
Yes.
Agenda item Commissioner, it's agenda item number 9. We have 2 8s there, so it's the second 8, agenda item number 9, in relation to summons number 22. That was issued to the Honourable Don Pompolier. Agenda item number 11, summons number 24. Agenda item number 12, summons number 25. Agenda item number 13, summons number 26. Agenda item number 14, summons number 27. Agenda item number 15, summons number 28. Agenda item number 19, summons number 32. Agenda item number 21, summons number 34. Agenda item number 25, summons number 38. Agenda item number 32, summons number 45. And agenda item number 34, sorry, not 34. Yes, agenda item number 32, those are the matters that I wished to seek a direction to be adjourned to Monday the 27th of February 2023 at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Council. In consideration to all those agenda item and the summonses that you have identified on our daily diary, I will now further give direction that all of this is now adjourned to the 27th of February 2023 at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. If I could just mention agenda item number 18 on the list, that is a summons that was issued to Miss Evangeline Tono.
Yes.
That's summons number 31. Commissioner, I will ask for a direction for this summons to be discharged.
Council, in consideration to that, SAPI on agenda item number 18, on summons number 31 to Ms. Evangeline Tono is now discharged.
Thank you, Commissioner. The last two items on the list are items number 34 and 35. Commissioner, if you may recall, these are matters that were adjourned from last week's hearings to today for submissions. If I could just mention, formally mention agenda item number 34, that is leave application number 6.
Yes.
Filed by Nenehi Laurin ILG through the chairman, Mr. No Gago Gaigo. Council representing Mr. Gaigo is present this morning. If I could invite him to attend at the bar table and enter his appearance.
Mr. Commissioner, before the submissions are made, could I just make a brief submission, please, in relation to what's just happened to date? And that is that all these summonses that Mr. Kipper just mentioned have now been adjourned to the 27th by direction. Just to refresh your memory, Mr. Commissioner, you might recall that there were a lot of summonses that had not been served as we understood it, or had been served, and there was a submission made in relation to whether they should be adjourned to the 20th of February or the 27th of February. And Mr. Commissioner, because of the tight time frame of the Commission, you ruled that they be adjourned to the 20th of February. Now what's effectively happened, they've been adjourned to the 27th, and we note the direction's been made, but with respect given the time frame, on the 27th, if summons haven't been validly served and they're not ready to proceed on the 27th, then we would submit that most, if not all, of the summons probably or consideration needs to be given to discharging them, because the whole purpose of adjourning it to the 20th under the direction was to progress matter in an expeditious manner given the roadmap. So now they're being adjourned to the 27th, so there's another week for council assisting to deal with the matters. If there hasn't been sufficient progress by the 27th, given the roadmap and the time frame, then consideration should be given to discharging them and not having them adjourned yet again. So I make that submission. Really what's happened today is that, contrary to your direction last week, they've effectively got an adjournment again to the 27th when you had ruled that they should be dealt with on the 20th. So I just make that observation and indicate intentions in relation to the 27th, that the matter shouldn't be adjourned again on the 27th.
Thank you, Councillor Varitamus. Yes, the direction was given to return back today. Based on the advice from the council assisting in relation to some of those summonses that have been served, some have not been served yet, probably are still in transit. I had a discussion with the council this morning, contrary to like what you said on the directive that I gave, that it return back today. Some of those summonses will be, after the hearing today, will be the council assisting will have a meeting together to ensure that whether it's necessary to go on with some of those summons so they can be discharged. But that will be based on the short meeting that they will have after this hearing today. So you are right in saying that 28th, which is today, we'll have to deal with this. Unfortunately, because of these factors that I've highlighted, it was a concern that it be moved by another week to 27th. That's the position that the Commission have taken in light of the situation that the Commission faced at this time in relation to the summonses that have been issued, those that were not served yet but are still in transit. So we'll have to deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification.
Council assisting, you have anything to say in relation to that? I have given a direction to go on to the 27th. We return back today on the 20th to deal with this thing based on the earlier direction. But I have given the clarification on that because of these factors.
Commissioner, no, that's the position, nothing further.
Sorry?
You've communicated the correct position to Mr. Veritimos. I have nothing further to add.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
If I may just go back to item number 34. Mr. Counsel for the applicants are here. Is here.
Good morning, Mr. Commissioner.
Good morning.
For the record, the council's name is Yagro, spelled Y-A-G-R-O, initial L for Lebanon. I appear on behalf of Mr. No Gago Gaigo of the Nenehi Lorina ILG Group. Mr. Commissioner, I understand this matter returns this morning for submissions. However, I have been informed by Council Assistant Mr. Tipper as well as having sat in and heard Mr. Vartimos, who specifically indicated that he is yet to receive one of my client's affidavit. That is document labeled ID LA 6.3, federal affidavit of no Gagoa Gaigo. And so under the circumstances, I believe Mr. Kipa has requested that I put the submission to tomorrow to allow for him to have this affidavit served on Mr. Baltimore for his for purposes of his observation as we go through the submissions. I believe that is a position with respect to my submissions for this morning, Mr. Commissioner. Thank you. Perhaps I will allow Mr. Kipa to enlighten the Commission on this.
You take time to talk because I cannot clearly hear you properly. So can you repeat again?
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. I returned this morning for submissions.
Yes.
However, I understand Mr. Vartimos is yet to receive one of my client's affidavit. That is the affidavit identified and marked into evidence as ID LA 6.3. That's the federal affidavit of no Gagoa Gaigo. Now, that affidavit is yet to be served. And so, under the circumstances,
Is that the additional submission?
no, that is the federal affidavit of Mr. Gagoa.
Oh, okay. I see. All right.
That is the affidavit that was indicated this morning by Mr. Vartimos as having not been received as yet.
All right.
So, under the circumstances, Mr. Commissioner, we have agreed that the submissions be perhaps put to tomorrow or at a convenient time to allow for service to take effect before we run the submissions.
Thank you.
That is my position. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Council?
Yes, Commissioner, that is the position. I've had discussions with my friend here and Mr. Wood, and we've agreed to have, if we could have the matter adjourned to tomorrow to enable us to serve the affidavit that was not included in the batch of documents that was served on Ashest on Friday.
Thank you. Okay, I'm giving the direction now that it will return back tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's the direction. Council?
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you for your presence this morning.
Thank you.
Can be excused from the bus, and thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. If I may move on to the last item, that is item number 35 on today's list. That's leave application number 9.
Yes.
Ikupu Gavera and Namuria Horsberg of the Laurina clan of Tatana village.
Yes. Okay.
Commissioner, I'll allow Mr. Wiyazi to enter his appearance first.
Mr. Commissioner, good morning.
Morning.
Council's name is Uyasi, initial S, appearing for the Mr. Ikupu Gavera and Namuria Horsberg.
Thank you.
Commissioner, this matter also returns this morning for submissions. However, Commissioner, there were some documents that were filed by Mr. Uyasi on Friday after Friday's hearing, which were not served on Ashest as well. And there's about 4 documents that were filed, namely the submissions filed on the 20th, affidavit of Gaba Govea, affidavit of Ikupu Gavera, affidavit of Namodia Horsberg, all filed on the 20th. And Commissioner, my position is just for to maintain consistency. If this one could also be adjourned to tomorrow, and what I propose to do is to go through the process as employed last week in giving these documents ID numbers, and then I'll endeavour to have them served today on Ashurst as well, and seek to have them returned, have the matter returned for hearing tomorrow.
Thank you, Council.
Sorry, I didn't have time to discuss this with Mr. Oyasi, so I'll let him state his position.
Mr. Commissioner, I have no objection to the adjournment, but I have a conflict for tomorrow. I have a matter at the National
What
Court.
is your conflict?
I have a court commitment at the National Court.
You have a what?
Court commitment at the National Court.
Court commitment.
Yes, I have to,
So what are you trying to tell me?
if a matter can be adjourned to another date suitable to the
The
Commission.
matter will be adjourned to tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's a direction.
Commissioner, if I may, sorry. We could have the matter listed for hearing on Wednesday.
Sorry?
On Wednesday,
This Wednesday.
yes. That's the 22nd, I think.
So the direction for tomorrow is now put off to Wednesday, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that. So I now adjourn your hearing to Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Mr. Commissioner, that is...
Just a word of encouragement is that I always stated that when you are ready to come to the inquiry, you must be prepared. The inquiry is not a time where you come and you give other reasons, that you were given the benefit of you getting yourself ready when you front the commission. I always stated from the beginning, 95% of your time is being put on you prepare. 5% is on the way you say it. So get that in order. I always say that we don't have much time, and we don't have to put off things. So we need to move on as we progress. So that's the position, but I'm comfortable with that. You're now been, what has been adjourned to Wednesday at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Commissioner, if I, just for completeness sake, Commissioner, if I'll just go through the documents and seek to have them identification numbers assigned. So the documents that were filed last week Friday, that is on the 20th of February 2023, is a submission dated 17 February 2023.
Yes.
The next document is leave application, affidavit of Gaba Govea,
Yeah.
filed on 17 February 2023. Sorry, could I just go back to the first document that I mentioned? That is the submission. Commissioner, if that document could be assigned the ID number IDLA 9.3.
Yes.
Come back to the affidavit of Gaba Govea, filed on 17 Feb 2023. If that could be marked as IDLA 9.4. The next document is the affidavit of Ikupu Gavera, filed on 17 February 2023. If that could be marked as IDLA 9.5. And the last document is the affidavit of Namodia Asigao Horsberg, filed on 17 Feb 2023, if that could be marked as IDLA 9.6. Commissioner, these documents will be served today on Ashes. Thank you.
We have any other issues to deal with, Council?
Mr. Commissioner, no other matters.
Thank you for your presence this morning. You return back on Wednesday
Wednesday.
at 10 a.m. Get yourself prepared before you come.
Mr. Commissioner, we were prepared for submissions
Yes.
today, but just the delay.
Just to, you can be excused
Thank you.
from the bus. And thank you. Just to recap on what I have mentioned earlier on and issues that were raised, the parties in relation to all those documents, to ensure that all of these are complied with and get those documents served. And also the issue of outstanding summonses that the council assessing will deal with that and will advise on the status of that after the hearing today. I don't have any other thing to say this morning, but until we return back tomorrow at 10 a.m., unless the council have anything to say. If there is nothing, then associate. You can now adjourn all the hearing to tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you.